look up into the sky and just appreciate the day. Appreciate everything and love each other. Thank you.
So in a world of electric cars, in this video, we're going to be taking a look at a $20,000 hybrid, a $120,000 hybrid, and a $2 million hybrid car. So this video is part an explainer, part a chance to drive some really sick cars. Shout out to Triple F Collection. We'll get there. Anyway, unless you guys have been living under a rock, you've seen that electric cars have been having a bit of a renaissance lately, surging in popularity till the #1 best sold new car on earth is electric.
I feel like the Rimac is kind of needed.
They're still very much a new technology. Like they're obviously awesome with instant torque and no emissions and fast acceleration, but they have these huge heavy batteries and they take forever to recharge, and there's not enough infrastructure for everyone to own them. So there's this window now where it makes a lot of sense that maybe for most people a hybrid is actually the best option. Interesting. So I don't think anyone's buying the Corolla for speed or power. I mean, if I'm being honest, it's actually still pretty zippy. So this car starts at $24,000, and it's a hybrid purely.
I kind of hate that the new Corollas are more, they're squished with the top like that. I like the old school Corollas better.
Purely for efficiency.
That's why I'm a Camry fan.
So the basics of this hybrid system, and many others in the same class, is that the wheels can be driven by the gas engine or the electric motor, or both. So this Corolla hybrid has a 1.8 liter engine and one electric motor at the front axle that deliver a combined 138 horsepower. And it's powering the electric motor with a pretty small 1.6 kilowatt hour battery. So at low speeds, you've probably been in a car like this, the car goes totally electric. The gas engine turns off, but once you go over a certain speed or use a certain amount of power, then it's gonna fire up the gas engine again, and it couples it with the electric motor. Then anytime you're braking or coasting, that's when it charges the battery back up. It's as you're slowing down, it captures some of that energy. So it never actually needs to be plugged in to charge up that small battery, and this system is good for literally 50 miles per gallon. When you drive this car, you literally have a game score, an eco score, as you drive of if you can slow down and roll onto your accelerations better and roll to a stop more easily, you can gamify efficiency in this car to get your maximum miles per gallon. So it actually divides it up. I have my eco zone, so I'm driving, and if I get my little bar in the eco zone, I'm doing a good job. And then I have starts, cruises, and stops. I've gotten my eco score pretty high, not to brag, but I've seen it in the 70s, which is pretty sick. I don't know what happens when I get to 100, but what I do know is the better I get that score, the more miles per gallon I get. But yeah, pretty much everything about the rest of this car is designed around that efficiency. It's aerodynamic enough that it slips through the air. It's got tires that have a low rolling resistance. It doesn't have these like sticky, grippy tires. That's actually against efficiency in this case. So if you're looking for a reason why someone would buy a hybrid today, it's because they're not trying to charge a huge battery every night in their garage or rely on the grid or rely on finding public chargers. It's because they just want better gas mileage and they want to spend less, not zero, but less on gas today. But you already know, these cars are obviously very utility focused. They're for people who just are going places, right?
Yeah, like
what if you're more after the ultimate driving machine? Something a little more versatile, totaling around 500 horsepower. So, once again, it can drive using both gas and electric, just like the Toyota. But now there's enough battery capacity that you can also drive fully electric at totally normal everyday driving speeds up to like 30 miles on a charge without ever turning on the gas engine. And then also, unlike the Corolla, this is a plug-in hybrid, so you can directly plug the car into a wall to replenish the battery and just keep driving around on electric as long as you want to with zero gas use. So it does everything the Toyota does, but more. I do feel like plug-in hybrids at this moment in time are the one that make the most sense.
I just don't think that looks ugly.
That I
don't know, everyone said ew.
Really?
If you have a short commute, let's say you have a 10-mile commute every day.
I really like it.
And you just plug in at a charger at work or in your garage every night or during work in the daytime, you can just straight up never pay for gas again and drive it just like an electric car. But on the off chance you do need to drive further, go for a road trip, or just do something more than your normal 10-mile commute, you have all the benefits of a gas car. Thankfully, these hybrids also have one crucial piece of the electric car, which is regenerative braking, which means it's going to be able to recuperate a lot of the energy once I've gotten up to speed and start filling up the battery as I'm driving. So there's a little graph on the dash you can see here, which means as I accelerate and I take energy out of the battery, it goes up. But as I decelerate, it's actually blending and friction braking with regenerative braking. And if I drive around like this long enough, especially if I go down hills and brake a lot, I will actually start adding to the charge of this battery too. But you know how electric cars also have that party trick of instant torque available at any RPM and any speed?
Yeah.
Well, the hybrid should benefit a little bit from that too. So because this motor is powerful enough and the battery is big enough to provide the voltage, yes, in the sportiest mode, this car also, when you floor it, gets that initial hit from the electricity and then follows with the surge of the rest of the power from the gas engine. Oh, and one of the things I say a lot on the Autofocus channel, or I've said before, is there are certain types of cars that are best to go electric, and because of how much batteries weigh, cars that are already heavy are the best ones to go electric. So like this is a big 4-door luxury sedan. There is no attempt at making this a small car. It's huge, it's got lots of space, it's soft, it's cushy. This is a great type of car to go electric, which is why the i7 is good. But yeah, there are lots of other versions of this, the RAV4 hybrid, the Toyota Prius Prime hybrid, all sorts of other plug-in hybrids. Yeah, if I were to recommend one version for more people, like this, you still get all the nice plushy suspension and all of the tech in the car and all the screens and the way it drives. It's the same thing, but more accessible. You don't have to have a plug in your garage.
Awesome.
So all that is fun.
Fuck with this car.
For cars, I think either a supercar with like a lot of noise and it's cool and fun, or silent. Anything in between, I think these days.
Get it. It's versatile. This is why they call it the ultimate driving machine. But you can always spend more. You can always spend more. And when you do, you end up in the territory of specialists. And this is definitely a specialist. Just give me a second.
Why does it squeak like that?
1 second. Just want it. Okay. Close that.
It's not the Rimac, it's the McLaren.
I hear you. I don't know why he can't hear you.
Oh, I muted him.
Oh.
What's up, Jen?
It's probably because of my typing. It's fair. I found a fourth for us. I got your brother.
My brother?
Literally your brother, yes. Literally.
Who?
We're playing Forest COD. Please tell me you're down.
Oh, with Nick. Okay, the other Nick. Gotcha.
No. Symphony.
Oh, I love something.
You're cool with that?
Yeah.
He's bronze, so it can work.
See, what's cool about this is that
They're so squished in the back, though.
this looks like
But it does look crazy.
this is the same as the Speedtail. I think it's the same kind of build shape.
I'm adding it to this call. Should we make a new call? Is this private?
So this
what do we have in here?
We should probably.
Yeah, private.
I'll make a new call.
$2.5 million.
That's unfortunate. I'll be back.
And it's a hybrid.
Actually, yeah, I'll be back. I'll call you guys.
For performance, which, I mean, you could probably tell just by looking at it, but also by the fact that I'm sitting in the middle of the car right now. I have to get used to this.
What the hell?
It is a Speedtail.
This is the McLaren Speedtail.
It's like some main
okay?
character.
So I've done this a few times. One center driver's seat,
and
two passenger seats, and just a whole lot of calibration for me for this insane driving position. But yeah, this thing is a hybrid. It's technically a hybrid. So this hybrid system is pretty crazy. It's very focused on literally just going as fast as physically possible, which is just about maximizing power.
That looks pretty
minimizing
badass.
weight. So there's already a twin-turbo 4-liter V8 engine pushing out 750 plus horsepower. But then they...
The Speedtail was initially like an older hypercar and has this look, which is a little bit dated. I kind of wish they kind of remodeled it, even though it's still a Speedtail, for more recent times. But
also designed a special, small, but super high-powered 1.6 kilowatt-hour battery that powers a single electric motor by itself that generates an extra 300 more horsepower. So the total is now over 1,000 horsepower, and that motor is basically just being used to help spin the wheels even faster than the engine by itself could. There is no electric mode. There is no situation where the gas engine ever shuts off.
Hey,
there are no efficiency goals here.
Sorry
this is actually really similar to the turbocharged hybrid setups you literally see in Formula 1 today. It's just about going fast. So here's a couple of those hilariously over-engineered pieces of this car. First of all, this is the only car I've ever actually driven that's shipped with cameras instead of side view mirrors for even better aerodynamics, of course. They've also got the electronic glass roof tint and windshield tint instead of moving fabric pieces. But then also, the active aero on the back of this car is not just like regular pivoting parts or spoilers or anything like that, but it's literally bending the carbon fiber bodywork and all of the paint and coatings with it up and down when you're under braking to assist with slowing down. That's insane if you can see what's happening here. And this is also the only car I've ever seen with a wireless charger. That's right, the McLaren Speedtail wireless charges. So the battery is at the bottom of the car, and it's small enough that if the driver doesn't park exactly over the right spot in their garage, it's not a huge deal because, again, it's a small battery. It shouldn't take too long. Charging has never been particularly efficient, but it'll eventually work. And no, I don't think that this would fly for any fully electric car today. Everything about the outside of this car is designed, it's sculpted to just cut through the air, and that's how it does 0 to 186 miles an hour faster than a Bugatti Chiron and 250 miles an hour in a straight line. Now I'm gonna let you in on a little secret about these super fast electric cars. They need a huge battery to realistically make that happen, right? Let's take Tesla Model S Plaid for example. 1,000 horsepower, crazy high power output from the battery, but in order to do that they need to give it this huge 100 kilowatt hour battery so that when you export all that power you don't just drain the battery super quickly, you can keep driving like a normal person. So that's why you have these super high horsepower electric cars, but they always come with the sacrifice of weight. They're always heavy. The Lucid Air, it's fighting its weight. The EV6 GT, it's fighting how heavy it is. With a supercar like this, it's not fully electric all the time, and so they're willing to put in a tiny battery that exports a ton of power and basically drains it in seconds. So I'm going to show you something with this real quick. Right now, I have 100% of my battery. I'm going to do just a quick little pull and see just what a couple of seconds of electric assisted acceleration will do. Down to 74% battery just from that little acceleration. 100 to 74, and now it's already it's going right back up to 100. It's almost 100 again because I'm driving and recuperating that energy, and now it's 100. This is super high-tech stuff, and it actually has a lot of parallels to what we see in Formula 1.
It's just
Believe it or not, those Formula 1 cars that we're watching on TV today, those are small turbocharged hybrid powertrains. I don't want to do that again.
It's just your
That's what the F1 cars are doing out there. They are recovering energy as they brake, and they are spending energy when they accelerate. And I guess that's the difference between this and the Rimac Nevera. You remember, you probably have seen the video I did with the quickest electric car in the world, the Rimac Nevera, which, yes, does have a big, heavy battery. It weighs like 5,000 pounds, like a Model S. The crazy thing about that car, and that's an anomaly, is that it has 4 electric...
What's up, player?
That's good.
What's up, boys?
Which you can kind of think of as being
I'm ready for the I'm ready for the carry, dude.
This will have a higher top speed simply because...
Wait, you actually got tricked. We're playing Monopoly.
7-speed
Monopoly?
gearbox, and it pulls all the way through up to 250 miles an hour.
Wait, what?
If you want a hybrid supercar,
yeah, we're done with COD. We're probably
gonna
gonna
have
Monopoly
both fast
No, we're not. We're playing COD.
and quick in the same car. This is
Fucking
fast
Jesse,
and
dude.
quick.
This guy's
I mean,
always
it's not
trolling.
Always
razor
trolling,
sharp,
bro.
Full electric quick, but it's close.
All right, well, I haven't played any multiplayer in a while, so let's see what happens.
Yeah. So I guess my point here with the whole
So you're just gonna troll Jesse. I can't believe this, Trina.
What about it?
Yeah, please Monopoly, dude. Monopoly's better.